Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you.
Welcome back to Rainers, Battlers, and Girls at PvP. This is PoGo Joel here coming at you with my Shadow Pokemon guide for Pokemon Go. We're going to go over the best Shadow Pokemon that you want on your team. And if you haven't heard of me before, I'm PoGo Joel here. I come with event guides, tips and tricks videos, and some PvP content. And without further ado, let's get right into that video. But before we do, please drop a like, subscribe. It really does help keep me motivated to make these things out. And if it's useful information, I'll keep pumping it out for you. Let me know down there in the comments if you like this stuff. Alrighty, without further ado, let's get right into that video. So Shadow Pokemon are really good because they do 20% more damage and take on roughly about 17% more damage. So they're able to dish out a lot more and take a little less. With that has propelled Shadow Pokemon to the top of a lot of charts as far as DPS goes, so the most damage they're putting out there. They're really useful in raids and in PvP. Now let's go over some of the awesome Pokemon options that you should be going after. And up first, we're definitely going to start with the raid Pokemon. Now they've taken over all of the raid lists you could think of, and if you don't have these, that's totally fine. I'm just going to show you what's available, what's out there, what you might want to consider to create or at least TM during those Go Rocket TM events that pop up every once in a great while. So let's start off with that raid content. So I am over on PokeBattler here, and we're just taking a look at all of the different type of raids that are available so we can see where the Shadow Pokemon are topping out at and which ones we might want to consider for powering up for raids. So we're on Articuno. It's an ice and flying type Pokemon, going to be very weak to rock. And we see Shadow Tyranitar here with the Community Day move Smackdown, and it has Stone Edge. Now you can wait till December to evolve that Pokemon and get Smackdown on it, but you can TM away Frustration and get Stone Edge anytime without having to buy a secondary move. We do see Shadow Omnistar there rocking that Rock Throw and Rock Slide. Shadow Metagross, just so you guys know ahead of time, is going to be really good. You definitely should make it. It's going to be very useful there. Also running the Community Day move, you can wait till December or you can Elite TM it, but do TM away those frustrations from your shadows. Now we do have Shadow Machamp. The interesting is running Bullet Punch and Rock Slide for this one. Probably not the moveset I would recommend on it, but definitely a good option. And we see Shadow Entei, Shadow Moltres, Shadow Raikou, Shadow Electivire, Shadow Magnezone, and Shadow Charizard. So interesting there. Let's take a look here at the next raid that I did populate for you guys. So we're over with Cresselia, who is a pure psychic type. Sorry for these ads that pop in the way, but let's take a look here. So it's a pure psychic type. We see Shadow Weavile with the dark movesets, Shadow Houndoom, Shadow Tyranitar, Shadow Banette. We do see Shadow Pinsir, Shadow Scizor, Shadow Absol. Hey, Shadow Sharpedo. It might be useful for something, I guess. That thing is super glassy when it's not Shadow, so I can only imagine the Shadow variant. Shadow Mismagius, super common. Shadow Raikou, Shadow Alakazam with that Shadow Ball, hello. And Shadow Shiftry, hey, that makes the list. Shadow Cacturin, I don't know, this is the first time I've seen that pop up anywhere. But it does have the dark movesets. Shadow Gardevoir, I will not be running Charge Beam. It charges it fast, but you want Charm. Probably not for this raid. Shadow Salamence, Shadow Metagross. Man, yeah, lots of Pokemon to consider here. Now I went over to Darkrai, who is a pure dark type Pokemon, so I can only imagine what's going to be on the top of this list with definitely with fighters here. Shadow Machamp, brand new to Pokemon Go. It's gonna be amazing. Running Counter Dynamic Punch, that's definitely the recommended moveset for it. It's gonna be topping out a lot of charts. Really good Pokemon there. If you are playing Premier Cup, that is gonna be a excellent option for you. Shadow Pinsir, Shadow Gardevoir, that is what I'm talking about. The charm damage from that thing is devastating. Hey, Shadow Scyther making it on the list. Shadow Poliwrath, Shadow Scizor, and Shadow Salamence, Shadow Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Moltres, Gallade, Shadow Dragonite, really good, also a DPS monster if you can get one there. Shadow Alakazam, Dazzling Gleam's a legacy move, so probably wouldn't use that. And Shadow Cacturne again, and that was our dark types. So the counters for the dark types. Now over on Entei, a pure fire type Pokemon, we see Shadow Swampert making the list. Shadow Swampert is one of the best Ultra League options. When it first came out, it was teetering between 1, 2, and 3. Don't know where it's currently at right now, but we do see Shadow Tyranitar, the rock variant, Shadow Gyarados, the water variant, Shadow Omnistar again, Shadow Blastoise. Let's see, Sharpedo, Flygon, Shadow Golduck. Hey, I'm actually gonna make one of those for fun. Oh, Shadow Politoed and Poliwrath. Oh, so that is some interesting options there. Let's see, so we're at Groudon. It is a pure ground type Pokemon, and here we see Shadow Swampert, Shadow Gyarados, Shadow Weavile, Shadow Torterra, Shadow Victory Bell, a lot of people looking for that guy, Shadow Salamence, Exeggutor, Shiftry, Blastoise, and we do see Shadow Articuno finally, and Sharpedo again. Okay. Let's keep going here. So now I have Kyogre, who is a pure water type Pokemon. So let's see what tops this list here. Shadow Raikou, Shadow Electivire, Magnezone, Zapdos. Ooh, I have that made. We will definitely talk about that, but link in the description if you want to check out Shadow Zapdos in PvP action. I did record Great League battles with it. Shadow Victory Bell, Shadow Torterra, Exeggutor, Shiftry, Cacturne, Magneton, Shadow Arcanine, Shadow Vileplume. Nice. All right. We do see some cool options there. Here we go. Thundurus, a pure flying type Pokemon, so definitely a lot of weaknesses there. Let's see who is topping the list of this one. Oh my god, look at the top 5 options: Shadow Raikou, Shadow Zapdos, Shadow Magnezone, Shadow Electivire, and Shadow Tyranitar. Do I need to go down any further? No, I do not. Now let's take a look at some PvP action. So PvPoke actually put together this pretty awesome graphic. I'll leave a link to them in the description there. Check out PvPoke. Definitely one of the best resources out there for PvP. Now here are some of the recommendations for the top Shadow Pokemon. So we do see Shadow Victory Bell. That Razor Leaf damage is nasty good in PvP. Shadow Dragonite just deals a lot of damage output. It's a 3rd evolution, so it could be a little frail with the right counters, but it definitely does do a lot of damage. Shadow Hypno, we've seen a lot of Shadow Hypno in action. That thing is dangerous. Confusion is super destructive. Shadow Snorlax. Now Shadow Snorlax is just a beast. It does a lot of damage. And the new Shadow Machamp, also another beast, putting out a lot of damage. I believe it was either PvPoke was they had some stats here saying that even a 000 is gonna be amazing. I'll try to find the tweet and I'll insert it somewhere here, but yeah, even a 000 does a lot of damage. If you're not sure you have a good PvP IV one, just get your hands on one. We have Shadow Hitmonchan. Definitely has some really good elemental punches to pair up. Then we see Shadow Gardevoir. That charm damage is amazing. Shadow Sableye, not so good as a shadow, but definitely better if you purify it and have that return. That's going to be really good. That's one I would lucky trade for. But I guess the shadow one could be a good one to look out for because you're going to need it definitely. So Return Sableye is pretty awesome. I wish I had one. We have Shadow Mawile, which you can get from one of the rocket leaders. I have one and I'm ready to TM the frustration away. Check out Poke AK. He loves his Shadow Mawile, and I remember watching him use it in his videos. Blew my mind. We have Shadow Shiftry, Shadow Zapdos. It is a beast in the Great League and the Ultra League. We'll see what happens with Galar Stunkfist Rising, but definitely check out my video here. You can see how it was doing in the Great League. Shadow Raikou, even if you don't have the best stats, just TM away frustration. I'm gonna do that. Mine isn't the best, but definitely TMing that away. Shadow Lapras is a tank that does a lot of damage. Shadow Electivire, I do have one. It deals a lot of damage. We have Shadow Golbat, Shadow Beedrill, if you were lucky to get the drill run on it. If not, you could wait for the community day move with any of these here. Shadow Flygon I do have, so I'm either gonna elite TM that away eventually, but definitely fun. I do see that Shadow Grotle Razor Leaf damage. We do see Shadow Balmasnow, Razor Leafer, also an ice type, so you do have some play there. Shadow Magnezone, I'm excited. I just can't wait to TM away my Shadow Magnemite and to try this guy out. I did make a Shadow Swampert. I'm gonna need Elite TM it. Shadow Venusaur here. And then we do see Gligar, Gliscor, and the new Stunk Tank, which is going to be a beast. That thing's already beastly, and with the shadow form, even more beastly. And then we do have that Shadow Blossom there. Now, some Pokemon, I'm surprised I didn't see up here, was Shadow Gloom maybe. Shadow Gloom is another Razor Leafer that does a lot of damage. Shadow Dragonair is also a little costly, but a big player for sure. Maybe Shadow Politoed could be a substitute for any of your mud boys there. And I think other than that, he pretty much did cover most of the good things there. Maybe Shadow Totera, another Razor Leafer. Maybe Shadow Blastoise. Now let's go over to the Ultra League. We see Shadow Venusaur and Shadow Swampert. Again, if you have the community day moves, you can just TM away frustration, wait for the December community day to come around to evolve them all the way. Or if you want, you can use your elite, charge, or fast TMs for any of the community day exclusive moves. Now we see Shadow Snorlax, a beast that's a little thick there. And we do see Shadow Suicune, which is thick as well. Shadow Shiftry, you're gonna want 100 or maybe a 98, maybe a 96, but yeah, you're gonna need an almost perfect one or perfect for a Shiftry. Then we see Articuno. Articuno is already an annoying beast in Ultra, so the Shadow variant will be doing more damage. Oh, those icy winds are gonna hurt. Then we see Shadow Raikou, Shadow Zapdos, and you're gonna need an elite fast TM for that one. If you want Thundershock, that's gonna be the most optimal move. We see Shadow Scizor, also good in the Great League. Didn't mention that earlier. I made one for the Great League. Maybe I'll bring it up for the Ultra. We'll see. Definitely a good option there. Shadow Lapras, again making its way on the list. Shadow Electivire. Now I have one in the Great League. It's fun. It's cool. Really good. I wonder how it's gonna do in the Ultra League, but Matt highlighted it here, so it's definitely gonna be a good one. Then we see Shadow Gyarados. Oh man, that sounds painful for whatever you're fighting. Shadow Magnezone, Shadow Gliscor, Shadow Mudchap, Shadow Charizard. You will need Blast Burn, and Shadow Poliwrath. Awesome shadow options there. And let's go over to the Master League. Now in the Master League, either for Premier Cup or just general Master League, these Pokemon are really gonna shine. We do have Shadow Metagross. This thing is a beast. Whether you're raiding with it or you're PvPing with it, this thing is good. We see Shadow Snorlax back again. Shadow Dragonite, another just tanky beast, or monster of an attack I should say. And then we do have Shadow Machamp doing a lot more than the regular Machamp cannot do, especially in Premier Cup. Shadow Magnezone, Shadow Gardevoir, that charm damage is going to chunk again. So in Masters you want to try to have the best PvP IV or the best high IVs, because you're going to max these things out, so the higher the better. Now we see Shadow Swampert and Shadow Gyarados. Now Outside of these events, you can't TM away frustration only during these Go Rocket events that are coming up. They're very rare. Alrighty trainers, there you have it, the best shadow Pokemon to add to your collection. Who are you excited about? Let me know down there in the comment section below. Which shadow Pokemon are you going to be hunting? Which one are you going to be TMing away frustration? And if you do find this content helpful, please drop a like, subscribe. It really does help keep me going, man. Thanks everyone, and good luck getting those shadow Pokemon. And until next time, trainers, battle on.